Good evening. Welcome in, everybody that's here. Hey, Jody Young, you are the first one to slide in tonight. And gosh, I'm sorry to hear, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, times are really getting tough, and interest rates and inflation and everything is just, oh my goodness, it's not helping at all, is it? So, yeah, I know it's a tightening our belts kind of a situation this year. Um, I think it feels kinda anticlimactic too because, we after the last couple of years, we're like, "Finally, this year we get to, be out and do things and be with other people and see our friends and family." And then the cost of everything is just getting so ridiculously expensive, produce and groceries and every time you go to the store, it's just shocking, when you go to the cash register, just how quickly everything adds up. So, this year, that's, kind of one of the reasons why I'm focusing a lot on sewing, and making handmade gifts because, it's coming from the heart. And if I can buy the fabric on clearance or on sale, and then, it's just my time and effort is going into it, it does help save on cost. So, hopefully, everybody has had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner if you are in the US and you're celebrating Thanksgiving. If not, that's okay too. Some years are better than others. And this year was a very quiet year for us. We have October Thanksgiving here in Canada. So October 10th was our Thanksgiving. It's on a Monday. I know it's a little weird as I'm an American. I've been here 19 years now. And it still feels a little bit weird to have the official day is on the Monday, but a lot of people do, Saturday or Sunday whenever they can get together with family. The food, the recipes are pretty similar. Not so much on the sweet potato pie though. Like when I first brought sweet potato pie, people here were kind of like freaking. I got to turn this. It's really bright in my face. People here were like, "Why on earth are there like mini marshmallows on top of sweet potatoes?" They couldn't figure it out. So that was not a very traditional Canadian dish over here. But yeah, it's usually in October, and it actually makes more sense to me because that is the time that, especially here, that we are actually harvesting our food in the fall. Pumpkins and squash still really really bright. I gotta turn this down. Pumpkins and squash. Maybe I'll change it to the other setting. Like I think I have a warmer white one. There we go. It's not as harsh on my eyes. I have to put sunglasses on. So yeah, and the weather is usually better. Like the last several years, we've had very warm Octobers. We've even had like Thanksgiving outside, like picnic style, and then go for a nice walk after, which is really nice. I guess a lot of you down in the South, that's not really an issue in November. But some of the places can be really, really cold in November, and sometimes you can have trouble traveling and getting there in time. So, and I also like the fact that there's, a distance between, the big turkey dinner, the big family dinner. You have it in October and then you have it again in December. Having it at the end of November and then it's like a month later, you have it all, a lot of it again, same people, same things. It's just kind of nice to break it up a little bit more. The only problem with that is it gives us this kind of limbo time where people here cannot decide when it's appropriate or when it's okay to start decorating for Christmas. Um, that's the only downside. So I know in the US, a lot of people's tradition is you put the tree up on Black Friday or the day after Thanksgiving, which I think is a great tradition, especially if friends and family are over and you're all there and you get the tree up and you decorate it. So I think that's fun. But here, there's a lot of people, some people are like, wow, once October's done, I mean, once, Halloween is over, we can move on to Christmas because that is our next holiday. But then a lot of people say, well, wait until after Remembrance Day. So I usually wait until the middle of November. And a lot of times it actually coincides with US Thanksgiving because it's like, we watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and put up the tree. I've done that many, many a year. This year, the tree's still not up. I have not decorated inside at all. I've decorated outside, and I did have a video showing a short video on Sunday showing that. I do have that done outside, but inside, I still have Thanksgiving stuff up inside because we have a few things that we need to move around before I put the tree up, and I'm kind of in reorganizing the house mode right now. So today I spent the whole day, well, in and out. I got interrupted a lot. I had a lot of breaks from it. But I was cleaning out my closet, which is long overdue. I had stuff in there from, oh gosh, I don't know even why it was in. I don't know why I bought some of the stuff in the first place. Some of it was hideous. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it. And then I don't know what I was thinking keeping it all of these years. The kids stole a few things from my closet today that was in the giveaway pile. um, and then I have just some, just there's always, I love like drapey sweaters and I have just too many I never wear. Some of them they just don't hang right. The sleeves are too short, stuff like that. I'm just like, you know what, I gotta narrow it down and then just stick with items that I really like, right? So try to get more of a capsule. And the problem was before is like I don't want to get rid of clothes because it's like I didn't have anything to replace it with. It's like I don't really like this shirt or I don't really like those pants, but I don't have anything else to wear. So I have been able to go shopping in the last few weeks, and I did replace. I have a pair of jeans that I like, and I did replace a nice pair of like just kind of black slacks. And I did buy some fabric for making some more kind of just like nice like yoga pants. So not like super tight, but like, straight pants and then flare out a little bit. So not like leggings, but more just kind of a streamline. I don't want to say slacks, but you know what I mean. That was not a very nice. Well, the problem is okay. So she pulled the stuff out that I was like getting rid of that I was like, oh my God, this is hideous. And then she wore it and it looked super cute. And then she's like, who wore it better? And most of the outfits she tried on also came with ridiculous accents. So that was fun. She tried on this really pretty black dress that she stole. And it came with a French accent, apparently. Yeah. And then the black hat she tried on later, she didn't get to take that one though, but she did try it on. That one had a British accent that came with it. So she was having a good time. We were having lots of laughs with that. But yeah, I got rid of a ton of stuff is just gone that I don't need anymore. And yeah. And it's so funny because the stuff she was doing, the way she was acting and everything, it's like I was having like flashbacks to when I was a kid. My mom always had her wedding dress used to hang in the back of her closet, and she would let us play dress up. And so she had a few fancy dresses in there. And so even when our friends would come over, we would like go in mom's closet and we would play dress up and try on her wedding dress and take pictures and stuff. So it was always really fun. So I don't mind her. She was having a great time. It was fun. So yes, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for coming, Jody. I'm not seeing anyone else chatting. So someone else says we have three people. Oh, we got someone else. They're being quiet. That's all right. They're probably stuffed and full of tryptophan, I hope. Yeah, so our dinner was not super exciting. We ate early for lunch. Normally we don't eat dinners very often. Normally we'll have like a big late lunch and that's it. But we ate lunch early because we were kind of in the middle of doing other things and we were hungry early. And so lunch was I just made a really quick salami and cheese sandwich and some chips and dip. That's something I never did. Never try on the fancy dresses. Oh, you don't know what you're missing out on. That's one thing my daughter and her friend love. So we go thrifting a lot. Like I love going to secondhand stores and thrift stores and things like that. And so my daughter and her friend decided they were going to try on like prom dresses last time we went, and they had so much fun. It was really cute. Oh, and they love trying on the heels, the fancy shoes and the big heels, and it's hilarious. They have such a good time. Welcome in. I know I'm going to say it wrong. You pronounce the K though, right? Kinnerim. I know I was watching a discussion. People were discussing whether you pronounce the K or not, and I think you do, but I don't know how to. I'm not saying it right. And welcome in, Katrina's sister. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys are having a good Thanksgiving. Lots to. What was I watching? Yeah, I was watching the Thanksgiving Day parade, and there were some new floats in there, some new balloons this year. It looks like they had great weather. So we were 47 degrees today, which was really nice. Beautiful sunny day. I was trapped in my closet all day. And it was so funny because I was talking to a couple of my friends this morning. And I was like, oh, I said, this always makes me sad going through my closet because when my mom, she lives in Alaska, right? So I live just outside of Toronto. My mom lives in Alaska. And I said, growing up, mom would always come in and help us go through our closets. And then when my sister got married, she would still go over whenever it was time for my sister to clean out the closet. And she would go over, and you have to ply her with alcohol. So mom insists on a glass of wine or a margarita, and she will sit there and she will thumbs up or thumbs down the outfits, and she will help you fold stuff and things like that. And so I was talking to some friends this morning. I said, "Oh, I wish my mom was here. She'd be sitting on the bed, drinking a glass of wine, telling me what to keep and what to toss." Right. And so then it was funny. So then I called my mom later after lunch, and I said, "Hey, I'm going through my closet today or whatever." And she's like, "Oh, I wish I was there. I'd just lay on the bed and drink some wine." I was like, "That's exactly what I said you would be doing." So then I talked to her on the phone while I was, cleaning out my closet. So there is nothing my parents love more than throwing things out. Like, they would literally get on a high going to the dump. Like, they love to clean out the garage. I swear to God, as a kid, every once a month at least, we had to clean out the garage and clean out the attic. And I never knew why I had to be involved in it because it was none of my stuff, but we always had to help out. And my dad was a contractor. He was a builder, right? So, a lot of times the job sites, there would be stuff left over and you'd pile it all into the truck. And oh my God, they loved going to the dump and just getting rid of junk out of the house. They loved it. Me, not so much. I'm not a hoarder, but a collector. So I like to hold on to things. I am more of a, oh, what if I need this later? Why pay for something again? My parents are more like, oh, we haven't used this in 3 months. Let's toss it. And then, a month later, they're like, oh, we really could have used that. And then they have to go buy it again. So that's probably why I'm the way I am, is because they would just throw everything out all the time or give it away, or not always it all went to the dump, but like they would give it away or whatever. And then be like, oh, now we have to go rebuy that. So, but yeah, my husband and I were both, more in the collecting mode, the what if we need it mode, or buy something on sale or at a really good price and then put it in the attic in case we need it later. So, um, exactly. Right. And I think we're coming to, hopefully less of a disposable society. And I accidentally just clicked the wrong button and now I'm full screen. Oh my, that was okay. Sorry. I was huge. Nobody wants to see that. I guess you can't see that, but difference between a hoarder and collectors, you can still walk. Okay. Well, then I'm good. I'm safe. Trying to click on that, and I'm really big again. Why am I so big? I gotta play with these settings. Sorry about this. Yes, I can still walk. Yes, I can still walk narrowly through things. Right now, I can barely walk through the bedroom, right? I can get safely to my side of the bed. So the only thing I didn't go through was my tops. So in my closet, I have like tops, I have pants, I have that. But I had some baskets on the floor of like things I'm going to repair, things I'm going to alter, things that, oh, this would be better if I just did this to it. And then it's like, no, I haven't done it in several years. I'm not going to do it now. And then it's like, I had a lot of summer stuff still in there. And yeah, we're not going to need summer stuff, right? So summer stuff, I have shorts and tank tops, and I wear a lot of sundresses and, capris and shorts and all of that. So it's like, I don't need them in there taking up room and then looking at them and being mad that it's snowing outside. So I packed up all my summer stuff and put it away. Hey, Nicole, welcome in. How are you? Hopefully you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving. And so I packed all that up, and you have all your art supplies in the dining room. I can't remember the last time we ate in there. Yeah, I know that happens. I used to do that with the scrapbooking. I would get kind of crazy with the scrapbooking, and then it would be like, how are we going to eat? So I know sometimes if I was really in the middle of a scrapbooking project, hey, Chloe K, how are you? Welcome in. Nice to see you tonight. And I keep clicking everything. So yeah, actually a few times what I did is I had like a big piece of cardboard and I just set it on top of everything. And then we ate on top of the cardboard. Super classy, but it's like I have everything spread out. I have everything where I want it to be, and I just ran out of time. I don't want to pick everything up and put it away, right? I've done that with puzzles too before, when you get like into a really big puzzle and you're not quite done with it. I've actually done that where I just put cardboard on top of it and then eat on top of that. But the only time I use, like, we do use the dining table for crafts and stuff. Most of the time I'm able to clean it up in that session. Um, the last time I really cleared everything off and used the whole dining table was when I was doing some quilting. Um, the giraffe quilt, I had to use the whole dining table because it was very big. But other than that, I try to keep it to just at least half of the dining table. So, because there's only 3 of us, so we can still eat on the other half. Because that's the only table we have. We don't have. We just have like the one table in the kitchen, and that's our dining room. And so I have to make sure we have room to eat. Because sometimes, like before Dexter, we could go. I'd be like, oh, you know what? Let's go eat in the living room, watch a movie. But now we can't really eat in the living room and watch a movie. Dexter's too excitable for that yet. So I think we've all been there, right? They actually make a puzzle tabletop fold. I had that, and I had one. It was supposed to roll, and I don't know if I didn't know how to do it properly, and then I was trying to roll it up, and it was like this green felt stuff. It didn't work so well. So now what I do is, and it was my neighbor's idea. Sometimes you get some of this, like the cardstock or a piece of cardboard, and you do your puzzles on that. And then when your time to go, so she would do her puzzle. She would do like these big 5,000 piece puzzles and take over the dining table. But she would have everything on. She would have a big piece of like, it wasn't cardboard, it was like a foam board, but it was big enough for the whole puzzle to fit on it. And then she would have smaller pieces of cardboard or sometimes she would use baking sheets, and she would organize the pieces on the baking sheet. So you have your edges, and then you have your greens and your reds and this, and she'd have them all on like these pie plates. And so she'd pull it all out. And so you could sit, would watch a movie or whatever and do a puzzle for a couple of hours. And then when it was done, she was able to stack it all and pack it all up and put it on the edge. So it was actually pretty clever. I was pretty impressed with how well that all worked out. So is anyone in here not celebrating Thanksgiving like me, being boring? Who is excited for Black Friday? Woo! So on my list for Black Friday tomorrow is I am looking, I need to order a pillow form for my dad. So I made him, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I'll go through the pictures in just a few minutes. I made him a pillowcase. It is a polar bear. So it's a paper pieced quilted pillowcase. That's hard to say. And it needs a pillow form, but I'm shipping from Toronto to Alaska, and I'm not paying to ship a pillow in that box because it cost me, and the box was okay, so the measurements were in centimeters. So it's 50 by 23 by 11, I think, something like that, or 34. So I guesstimated it. I didn't measure it. I guesstimated it to be like 20 by 12 by 4. And it cost me, with like just the basic slowest, I think it's 6 days or whatever, $39 plus an $8.70 surcharge plus tax. Anyways, it came to $48 to ship this box. That was like this tall and like a foot wide and maybe this long. I didn't weigh it either. I'm estimating about 5 pounds. That was just kind of a wild guess. But hey, Krabby, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you in here. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm not paying, because they measure the size of this package, right? So they weigh it and then they measure it. And so it's like every centimeter costs you more money. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go and use his Amazon Prime account to get free shipping and just order the pillow form that way. It'll be a lot cheaper than trying to buy it here and then shove it in the box. So I'm like, yeah, forget that. So that's what I'm looking at ordering. And I'm also checking to see if the store that has these black boots that I've been having my eye on, if they happen to have like a good deal on shipping or free shipping. Sometimes they have, every once in a while I've heard they do free shipping, because otherwise shipping is like $30. And I don't want to pay $30 for a pair of $40 boots. Nope, not going to happen. Hey, Tim, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nice to see people coming. I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to show up tonight because I don't know if you're all busy with family or passed out on the couch or watching football or watching soccer. I don't know if who's playing soccer. Canada's in the World Cup, so it's very exciting for all of us. No, I don't really care. I'm not really into soccer, but it is exciting. You can feel the excitement, people talking about it. And apparently, every game that Canada plays in downtown, like downtown Toronto, Mississauga, and downtown Brampton, they are having in the square. They have like the giant TV, so they're playing. They're playing the games. People are out. There's vendors, and they have food trucks. And it's like there were people set up with like hockey net. I mean, hockey soccer nets, soccer balls, kids were playing. Like it was a very festive environment down there. So they're really getting into it and excited. Canada is really, really big on soccer. Like there's a lot of soccer fans here. But usually they have to they have to root for other teams because Canada's not usually in it. So but the Canadian women's soccer team has gone, I think the last 7 or 8 years, and they've taken gold, and they actually the Canadian women's soccer team does really, really well. Yeah. Hello, Timothy, Tiny, Tim, and Posey. Am I right? Tiny Tim? Yes. Tiny Timothy, Tim. I don't know. I can't even read that. So I'm going to talk about a few things. So that's what's on my wish list. Oh, and some new pruners. I'm going to be looking at that. The pruners I had, I've never had like any, like I'll spend like $12 on a pair of pruners for the year. Sometimes I'll grab a pair at the dollar store and they're horrible, but I just grab them. I have this container that I kept all my tools and everything in it, and I thought it was not getting water in it. And 3 of my pruners were like soaking in water. They're so rusted out. One of them I can't even open. The others are really, really bad. So I keep telling myself I should just take them all apart and clean them properly and all this and that. But they were very cheap to start with. Frosty Lone Woo. Oh no, your mango tree is dying off. I'm sorry to hear that. How tall is it now? How tall is your mango tree? Mine were doing pretty good until some squirrel or chipmunk or whatever decided to run off with it. They dug them up, and then I came out and they were laying there and they were like, they'd been dug up. One of them was on the table. Very, very sad. But I did tease this in my little video, if you saw that on Instagram, and there's some cobwebs on it. I haven't used it in a while. But this is the large soil block. So this is the 2-inch square, and I'm going to warn you right now, it's super noisy. It's squeaky. I am so sorry. I should have muted the mic for that. But you can see here, they have these squares. So you can get these, just snap in and out. So you can get the ones that have the square like this, or you can get, and it usually comes with both, or you can get the one that has the little dimples in it. It's like more of a rounded little dimple. And that one is just for putting the seed in. This one here, however, hold on, I'll mute it. I didn't mute it, did I? Did I mute it? I tried to mute it. I don't think I muted it properly. I don't think I hit the button right. That little square in here is the exact same size as these little squares. So these are the 20 block soil blocker. And most of my annuals, flowers, and some of the smaller varieties of vegetables, they can stay in this size soil block until I plant them out. I know it's shocking. If you watch my video from last year, I left all of my petunias. I did not pot my petunias up last year. I had, so what I put these on, sometimes when I'll put them on, if I'm doing like the smaller varieties, like tomatoes, and pinch myself. If I'm doing like smaller varieties like tomatoes and peppers and things like that, where it's just smaller amounts, I use the like meat trays that come, like the styrofoam trays that you can get, like meat, sausage. The sausage trays from Costco work perfectly for it. And I can get 1, 2, 3.5. I can get three sets of these down the side, and then I can do a half on the end. I split it and go along there. So I can get 7 of the 20 soil blocks. So on one, sausage tray, that's what, 6 by, I don't know how big it is, 14, I don't know. Um, I can get a ton of seedlings on there. What did I say? 7? Did I say 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can get 7. Oh, I guess mangoes don't do well indoors. No, yeah, and I've heard that a lot of times people can get the mango plant started, and then around the 3 to 4 month, for some reason, they just quit doing whatever they're doing, right? Soak my rusty pruners in diesel to free them up. Oh, that's a great tip. I don't know where I'm gonna get diesel. I'm gonna go to the gas station. Can I get a half of a liter of diesel? I'll tell my husband. I know he has some like rust spray or whatever. I was gonna kind of just take it all apart, take a picture, like film taking it apart so I know where everything goes, and then soak it in something. Yeah. And so then if I do want to pot up any of the seedlings, if they're getting, if it's a bigger plant or they're getting too small, then I will just set them right into the next soil block. And I have videos on that. If you're not familiar with what the soil block is, I have lots of videos on that on my channel. What I love about the soil blocks is it's minimal waste. One of the things I hate about gardening is there's so much plastic waste in gardening. You go to garden centers, you buy cell packs of vegetables or flowers. Everything comes in plastic, and a lot of them, like the bigger containers, you reuse them and everything. But some of those smaller cell packs, they're crappy plastic. You try to reuse them, they break. And then you have to store them. So when I'm starting seeds inside, and I have one, like the metal kitchen rack from Costco. That's it for starting my seeds, and it's in my bedroom window. And I do have some grow lights in there as well. But that's like all the place I have to do my seeds. And so if I'm doing them in like the larger cell packs, they take up a ton of room on the shelves per seedling, but I have to store them. So at the end of the season, you got to clean them up, you got to put them away, you got to store them. I'm in a townhouse. I do not have a lot of storage for a lot of those seedling trays. And every year I would pull out my seedling things, and half of them are cracked or bent or damaged or anything like that. So the soil blocks, all I need are some trays. So I have a few just small brown cafeteria trays for mass groupings of flowers that I like to do, and I know I'm going to just do a ton of them. I will use a sturdy boot tray. So I can get a boot tray for like $2 or $3 at the dollar store, and especially the ones that are pretty flat on the bottom that don't have a lot of bumps. They're perfect for, especially the larger soil blocks. I'll put them in there, and I can easily get like 200 of the large soil blocks in a tray. So it's like a boot tray, and I have 200 seedlings in there. And when I go to plant them out, I'm just grabbing soil and planting it out. I don't have any plastic to waste or to get rid of or anything like that. The plastic. Yeah, exactly. So it saves space for in the off season, because this is all you have to store. This, and then if you're reusing meat and vegetables, like sometimes you can get vegetables, they'll come, I don't know, sometimes I can buy zucchini and it comes on a styrofoam tray for some reason. Just, you can reuse that, and then when you're done, you just recycle it, or toss it out like you normally would. And you can get new ones at the end of the season. Or I reuse my boot trays, but they just stack, right? You can just stack up all your boot trays, and I can leave them outside behind the barbecue or whatever, and they're not taking up space or anything, right? So have a good night, Jody. Thank you so much for coming in. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and hope everything works out for you. Oh, we're back to, okay, we're still on the mangoes over here. Okay. Avocados. Oh, yeah. I don't even mean to. I did purchase the mango tree online. Did I miss anything else? I know I've been just kind of going on and on about my soil blockers, because I can talk about them all night long. I'm obsessed with soil blocks. I absolutely love them. I first saw them over on Gardener Supply, no, Gardener's Workshop. So Lisa Mason Ziegler, she has an incredible channel. If you haven't checked her out, go check her out. She does. She's one of the people that does some of the floral farming schools. So she does online classes for people that want to get into floral farming, and she has written several books. And she actually sells this. Where are they at? This sells the soil blocks on her website. So these are the original version of them. So like 2 years ago when I bought them, these were all you could find. Like there was nothing else on the market like the soil blocks that were really available, at least not here in Canada. They are made in England. I'm trying to read it, but it's kind of like it's faded on here. I think it's called Ladbroke, something like that. They're made in England, and they are a family-run factory. And so they weren't cheap. The set 2 years ago, I think, with tax, and I did get free shipping on them. I ordered them here in Canada from Lee Valley, and I think I paid $70 for the two, which I know sounds like a lot of money, but I believe they've already paid for themselves. I don't have to buy seed starting mix. Seed starting mix is very expensive, and it adds up when you want to do as many seeds as I do. So last year, I don't know. I haven't even. I'm afraid actually to calculate how many plants I grew, but I had over 200 of one variety of petunia, the tickle pink petunias. I had over 200 of those, and I had I know I had like 100 and some lobelia, and I had like 60 coleus. Like I was packing these seeds in. And so not only do I not have to buy seed starting mix, I can just go with a giant bag of Pro Mix from Costco. So I'm buying cheaper soil, and I'm just using like such a small amount. Like it's crazy. Like I think I don't even know how much I would have used. You know what? I'm gonna try and document it. Like every time I fill up a 5-gallon bucket, because that's usually what I do, is I take it out of the bale and I put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and then I mix the water in, because you have to get just the right consistency to make the soil blocks. So I know a lot of people, they talk about soil blocks and they have like this special recipe for the soil, and it's potting mix, and then it's cocoa coir, and then it's green sand, and like they have like this list of stuff to put in it. It probably makes it better. It probably makes it fabulous, but you don't need it. You don't need it. I just use straight up Pro Mix, and I just use whatever. It's for me, I believe it's more about the consistency with the water. So you just kind of have to play around with that. And I show that in the video too. It has to have kind of like a wet sand. Like, you know how when you're making a sandcastle, right? If the sand is too wet, it collapses. If the sand is too dry, it collapses. So you have to get it just right. And you just play around with it a little bit and you figure it out. And it's not that difficult. Getting it packed in is the best, is the tricky part too. But again, it just kind of, you just fiddle around with it. The best thing to do is like, I'll mix it in a big 5-gallon bucket, and then I pour it into, and then I'll put batches into a smaller tray, because you really need something hard to push down on it. So you just want the soil to be maybe this thick, and then you can push it down and you get it squishy, with the thing. I'll use this one because it's not so squeaky. So you put it down on, say this is the bottom of the thing, and you have a little bit of soil, and you push on and you wiggle it around like that, and then you kind of wipe it, push it, and then when you go and set it on your tray, they come out in like nice little soil blocks. If you try to do it like into the top of the 5-gallon bucket, there's nothing to give you any resistance, and that's just not going to work. I know that they do now have knockoff ones on Amazon. Amazon, there's all different kinds of soil blockers available on there now, probably from different brands. And I don't know what Lisa Mason Ziegler, I'll pull it up. Let's see what she charges now on her site. Cause I'm talking, that's Canadian, right? So keep in mind that was Canadian funds. So it's probably more like, I don't know, 40 some dollars on US. Sparkling water. I'm very thirsty. I was stuck in that closet. It was like dusty, like there's like fabricy little bits of, and then I was folding fabric because I had fabric. Well, see, that's the thing too. So I went on the sewing retreat, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I still have my bags of fabric from the sewing retreat that I haven't put away because I'm still working on projects. So that's in my bedroom as well too. So the bedroom is a total disaster. But let me see, Gardener's Workshop. And let's see what Lisa, I mean, keep in mind cost of everything is going up. So I will share my screen so you can actually see what I'm doing. So there we go. Okay, so Gardener's Workshop. You don't need to know where I'm at. I'm going to block my location. Okay, so here is her website. And so she has, see, these are the trays. So she just uses these little meat trays. I think you can order them from her as well. You can order them from Amazon if you want. I just save them up from the store or ask my neighbors. Anyone got any meat trays? So this is her seed starting equipment. She has the kits. Keep in mind the kits come with like, okay, so for her, the set is on sale. It's on sale from $84 down to $67.96. So you can see here it comes with the little nubbins and I think, does she show you how it works? Yeah, we'll play her video. Let me see if I can get it bigger.
Good morning. We're here at the Gardener's Workshop and we're in full seed starting season. So I'm going to show you just quickly kind of what our process is here. We soil block. You can see the blocking mix is very wet. This is the blocker. I push it down into the soil a couple of times to make sure the chambers are nice and full. Potato masher is the best tool for striking off the bottom to make it nice and flat. Because I'm doing a variety of seeds that I don't need many plants, I'm using a small tray, as you would at home for a home gardener. We dump our seeds into this little seed pan to work from because it has no static cling. We then moisten a toothpick with a little saliva, touch it to the seed, it hops right on. This happens to be lettuce. It's a pretty teeny little seed. We just firmly place the seed on the top of each block. And so I put another set of blocks on this tray and fill it up, completely finish sowing the seeds. And then I would take this tray over and put it onto a seedling heat mat. This is obviously a large commercial mat.
So that's pretty much exactly what I described. So now this motion makes more sense. Hey, welcome in, Rick. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. I feel discouraged in wanting to grow another mango, and I don't have high hopes for I know. Well, you know what? That's just view it like an annual, right? View it like you would kind of how everyone views like poinsettias or something, right? Like just something that you enjoy for the season. Start again. There it is. Yeah, so does she have, I should be showing my video, not hers, but I was just showing from the website. Yeah, so she has, and then she has like the kits, and the kits I believe come with the soil and all the other stuff. So I don't think you need all of that. Here are the inserts if for some reason you bought it and you don't have it. Then you can get just the large or the small. If you're sticking with small seedlings, like, I don't know, if you're just going to get one or the other, it depends on what you're growing, right? So like, let's say I'm growing zinnias and they're tiny. Some zinnia seeds are tiny. I can put them in the small soil blocks, but some of them are pretty big and I cannot, right? Sunflower seeds have to be started in the larger soil blocks. Nasturtiums, squash, a lot of those, like if the seed is bigger than, because it's only 3/4 of an inch square. So if the seed is, larger than that, or larger than, over half an inch, it's not going to fit into that soil block. So you have to have the larger one. But you don't have to size up. I don't know. I think you need both. I'm going to just go out and say you need both, but whatever. Hey, Heather Lynn, welcome in. How are you doing? Nice to see you. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. I think you can, I think Amazon does have them. Let me see. Amazon.com. We'll look at Amazon.com and we will look. Oh, see, pillow forms are on there. Oh no, you can see everything that I've been looking at. Soil wax. So on here, so this one makes 8 2-inch. I've never seen that. So that's kind of cool. I do not know the quality. This one is $20. This one has, but see, this is the brand. This is the Ladbroke. These are the ones that are from the UK. This one's kind of a cool of the 4Z. But yeah, so you can look on Amazon. They do have something that's a little bit more reasonably priced. I think Fiskars had one as well. Let me see. And I do have an affiliate link for Amazon, which is on my homepage. If you just click on like under my title to the right, you'll see I do have an Amazon link on there. If you decide you want to order anything, not just soy blocks, anything you want to order off Amazon. If you don't have your own affiliate link, feel free to use mine. But yeah, so this uses, do they have a video of actually using it? Okay, I'm gonna mute it just because I don't want the music in case that's a problem. So, oh, protect your hands. Let's spend 30 seconds of the video putting on gloves. All right. So mix your in your soil. Why would you mix it on your grass? What? And they're staggered? I don't know. Like that was like the worst possible video. I'm sorry, but that just doesn't even show how it works. And why would you do it on the grass and not like in a tray or a bucket or I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. It's a good price. And you're making 8 at a time instead of this one here, which is just the 4 at a time. So it's 2 of these at a time. But I don't know. I think it would be hard to like this one, you got to push down and get those soil blocks in. I don't know if 4 would be, 8 would be as easy at a time. But honestly, that video was, that video was terrible. Yeah, I don't recommend that video. But oh, I forgot. So I was going to go back to something else on my, like, if I didn't already have at Wishlist, some of my favorite things from the garden, and that would be her books. So I have one of her books, this one here, Cool Flowers. I've talked about it a lot. It's out of stock, but you can order it, I think, on Amazon or anywhere like that. And it's a really easy, quick and easy to read book. And it's all about flowers that do well in cold weather. So anything in this book that is considered a cool flower, you can actually plant out into your garden 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. So that it was a huge game changer here for me in Canada, right? So my last frost date is May 9th, officially May 9th. That means that there are a whole slew of flowers and plants in this book that I could start. I had to start them in like February. And then I was able to plant them out end of March. And that just kind of blew my mind. So things like my snapdragons and bachelor's buttons, calendula, straw flowers, clarkia, dill. There's, a lot of the brassicas and things like that as well. You can plant them out. And it just gives them a head start. They prefer the cool temperatures. And the best part about it for me is I was able to grow those plants and have them. So I would have them in my grow room, and then I would have them out into the greenhouse for a little bit, but I was able to get them out planted, and that freed up more space for the heat loving plants. So, that book was great. There's a lot of people that swear by this book. And now even if you go on to like, Johnny's seeds or floret seeds or anything like that, they will have a section of seeds that are considered like cool flowers or cold hardy. A lot of them are perennial seeds. And then she will have like the zones, right? So for me, there's not as many that I can overwinter. So for a lot of people, you actually start the flowers in the middle of summer, and then you plant them at the end of, kind of into the fall. You plant them until they're little tiny seedlings, and then they overwinter. And then in the spring, they already have their roots and they're ready to go. And they grow way faster, and you get a jump start on everybody else that's growing, which is really important for flower farmers. So I think that's really where this book took off from, was a lot of flower farmers. And that is what she is. So she is a flower farmer, and then she's written some books. The other book I really enjoyed was Vegetables Love Flowers. So this book I actually got at the library. And I primarily started off as a flower gardener. I don't have a very big yard, and I didn't have I have much bigger beds than I had back when I started gardening. And so for me, it was flowers. I would grow tomatoes and peppers and some herbs, and that was it. And the rest was flowers. I still absolutely love my flowers. But then I found like a lot of people on, not so much on YouTube, but on the gardening boards were like just so, I don't know how to say it. What's the word? They were snobby. They would look down on people for like growing flowers, right? Like, oh, you should be only growing vegetables. If you grow flowers, there's this one guy, he was going off like, if you grow any flowers, that's a complete waste of space that you could have been growing food. And it's like, well, okay, first of all, I don't have to grow food. Okay? Like, it's my yard. It's my choice. I don't have to grow any food if I don't want to. But if I want to grow food, that's great. But if I want to grow some flowers in there as well, then you know what? That's great too. And so what I love about this book is it justifies my love for growing flowers. And I like to grow my flowers and my vegetables and my herbs all intermixed in the beds. And so that's what she's talking about, is companion planting of the plants, and how the importance of flowers for pollination. Like, they pull in those pollinators, they pull in the beneficial insects. And so it actually improves the quality of your vegetable garden by having certain flowers there, right? And for me, it feeds the soul. So food might feed my stomach, but the beautiful flowers, they feed my soul. And seeing all the butterflies, like Nicole Smith, if you go see Nicole Smith's latest video, there were so many butterflies on her zinnias. Like, it was absolutely crazy. And hummingbirds, I don't get hummingbirds coming to visit my veggies. They're not out there checking on my tomatoes or my peppers or my brassicas. No, they're there for my canna lilies. They're there for my morning glories, right? So, yes, flowers belong with the veggies. One is not better than the other. They are both beautiful and necessary. Like, that's why they're there, right? And it's funny because I have seen people who are like hardcore only vegetable people, and then they like complain about having poor poor germination rates for certain things, poor pollination, sorry. And it's like, well, maybe if you had a few flowers in there to to lure in the pollinators, you wouldn't have such a problem, right? And some of the flowers, like, they repel certain plants, will repel pests. Certain ones act as like a magnet for them, like calendula. Calendula like just attracts aphids like nobody's business, but then it leaves the other plants alone, right? So you just grow it like as a trap crop, right? So Frosty Lone, you're welcome, Nicole. Like, you have so many amazing butterflies. Like, I wish I could show it right now, but I don't know how to find it at the end of the video. If you know do you know where it is on the video? Like, what number, like how far along? Was it towards the end? I can't remember. I was watching it while I was folding clothes. So, learning to grow my own. Welcome in. How come it's not showing up? I can't click it. I can see it over there. There we go. Welcome in. Thank you so much for popping in. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving. You totally don't remember. I don't remember either. It was somewhere on Nicole's video. And I know she has a couple on her Instagram as well. If you follow Nicole Smith Gardening on Instagram. Oh, you can drop the link, Nicole, if you want. if you follow her on Instagram, then you will see. Ooh, see if link works. Type in the word link and see if it drops your channel. We'll see if Nightbot's awake. Feel free to drop your channels if it's working. Because I hate cactus. You know what? I used to hate cactus, but cacti, whatever. I was not a big fan of them. But it's grown on me. Succulents are growing on me as well. And there's this greenhouse not far from me. I did a video of it called Jade Greenhouse, and they were so full of succulents and cactus, and it was really cool. It almost felt to me like I was like in like a museum of of cactus, a cacti museum. So I gained appreciation for it. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm glad I'm out of my closet. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad I came out of the closet. I was cleaning out my closet today. It was well overdue. So tomorrow I will finish up with like the tops and get everything put away. And then I have like the top of the dresser, which is like, I don't know what's on there. There's paperwork, there's old drawings from my daughter. There's like my jewelry box with stuff in it. And, I'll have to just kind of take my time and go through it. But, yeah. So, but I was ready to take a break. I did have a few distractions and a few breaks. I called my mom. I actually talked to my mom twice on the phone today. And I called my dad because my dad just had a hip replacement surgery yesterday. So, I hadn't heard from him yesterday. And then I was like, do I call? I don't want to call his phone and like wake him up if he's relaxing or whatever. So, I called. He was still at the hospital. He's hoping to go home, but I think they're going to keep him until tomorrow. He was having trouble standing up. I guess the muscles in it kind of had locked up. His hip was so bad, that the muscles, like, I'm pretty sure like all the muscles in there have had to have atrophied over the years. So it's going to be, I mean, it was absolutely necessary. Like the doctor said, it was probably in the top 3 worst hips he's ever seen. And he does like 4 a day, like day in, day out. So it's going to be better. Like it can't be as bad as it was. It can't be worse unless like something catastrophic happened. But like he went through the surgery fine. He came out fine. I was talking to him on the phone. He was a little loopy. He's like, I'm on something called oxy something, like oxycontin. Like I was like, okay, they're giving you the good stuff. You're fine. Just keep taking it and do what they say. So they did have him up walking, but he's having trouble kind of like locking into standing up, right? Because it's just, it feels very different as well. And like basically like they cut your leg in half, right? Like they cut it off and then they take a pin and stick it down into the bone and then they stick the ball joint on and whatever. So it's pretty, yeah. So I mean, and the doctor told him, he said, listen, you know, the way you've been walking so stiff for so long, these muscles have not moved properly in a very long time. So you are going to need therapy. You're going to need physio. So, you know, it's going to be, I think he was kind of hoping he would just like get the hip replacement and be out running again, which probably would have happened if he had done it like 10 years ago. But he waited so long that there was just so much damage done. And then, so apparently and the physio guy was telling him this, which I was like cringing. Apparently, so like once they've done the surgery, while you're still out, they take the hip joint and they just ream it and twist it and just to loosen it all up, I guess, right? To get rid of any like adhesions and things like that, and just to make sure everything's mobile and loosen it all up. So you're unconscious while this is happening, but you wake up and your leg is like, what the heck? So I think that's like what he's feeling now is the soreness from the muscles moving in different ways, right? And I said, so I remember like when I broke my arm in 3rd grade, you know, I was in the cast. I had the elbow cast on for like 6 weeks or whatever. And when I took that cast off and I had to straighten my arm, I said, oh my gosh, that hurt so bad. And it hurt for quite a while. Like it hurt for, you know, a few days. You know, you had to get used to like just reusing those muscles, you know. And then when I injured my knee 2 years ago, I was still walking on it. I was still climbing on ladders. I was working. I live in a 3-story townhouse. I'm going up and down the stairs all the time. I did not realize I was favoring it. I was favoring it. And so when I finally went in and got the physio done, and she was telling me to do a few exercises, there were a few moves. I could not, like, I'm laying on the bed like this, and she's like, okay, leave your foot on the bed and just pull your knee like this. So I did it with my right leg, okay, and my left leg, I could not. Like, it could took every ounce of strength I had to just pull my knee like that, sitting in the bed. And I was like, how is that possible? Like, I squat down on the jobs, I'm up on a ladder, I'm constantly moving and working. I work in construction with my husband. Like, I was like, I've been moving. Like, how how is it possible? But my body, just to protect itself, quit using my hamstring. I mean, my quad, the front one. Yeah, the front one, the quad. Like, wait a minute, which one? I quit using it. Somehow, like, and I realized, like, when I would go downstairs, I put my hand on the railing and I kind of just take the weight off that leg as I would go down the stairs and things like that, and just without realizing it. I quit using that muscle as much, and it weakened that much. And that was just like over the course of like 1 year. And I was still very active on top of it, out riding my bike, doing yoga, things like that. So for him to be like hobbling, yeah. And I told him, I said, listen, it's going to be, you're not one of these people who, like, my mom, she didn't really have a lot of pain with her hip replacement because she fell and it broke. And then they just did the hip replacement instead of, they can't heal the bone there, I guess, or whatever. But like, it's a very different situation. So hopefully he'll be able to come home tomorrow, but he'll have to be able to, be able to get up and take care of a few things on his own. But he will be having physio. So then they were thinking of maybe having him just putting him on the rehab floor for a week to get him whatever. And but I think they're going to be sending him home instead. So I don't know. I think that would be actually better, but I don't know. I am in a 5B zone. That's where I'm at. 5B, just outside of Toronto, and learning to grow. I've been following you on Instagram, and I can't remember exactly where you're located. If you feel comfortable giving your location, feel free to do that. If not, that's okay too. And also, if you type in the name of your town or anywhere you want to know, you can type in weather, and then I will do weather Brampton, and then you can all see the lovely, lovely fall weather we're having. It's actually warmed up. It was 47 and sunny today. It was absolutely beautiful. I know that sounds really cold to some of you, but the snow is melting. We don't have much snow left. And the kid didn't even wear a jacket on the way home. She just wore her sweater. So and yesterday, actually, my friend and I went shopping, and we went for lunch, and we ate outside. So we were trying to find somewhere to eat. We wanted somewhere different. Her son has peanut allergies. So whenever they go out to eat, they always go to a lot of the like just main chain restaurants just to be safe. So she's like, I want something different. So we were looking for a shawarma place, but it wasn't where I thought it was because we were in the next town over. And so I said, you know what? There's this little like Italian food truck but it's more like a trailer, like it's parked there, like it's not moving. But it's in the parking lot of the hotel there. And I'm like, I've driven by it a number of times and people say it's really good. I said, I could really go for like a chicken parm sandwich, right? Like with mushrooms and onions and whatever. She'd never heard of chicken parm sandwich, never had it. So we went, and so it's this little place and it just has like two little picnic tables outside. And I was like, well, we can eat in the car, but it was warm enough to just eat out there, and it was a lot less messy to eat outside. But yeah, we were doing, outdoor dining at 45 degrees yesterday. We had our coats on. But yeah, so okay, everyone's showing their weather now. Houston is always showing off. 88% humidity. Ugh. Although we're 77, so I guess that's not bad. It's not too much different. So we actually had a lot of fun yesterday. So I took her she'd never been to it. There's this new coffee house where I posted a few pictures from. So it's like they have coffee and like desserts, and then they have like a little shopping marketplace. So it's called Main Street Market. It's in Glen Williams, which is this tiny, 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 cute little town just north of us. And it's a very quaint little town. It's super old. They have little old houses in the village and the old church. And they have a couple of cafes. And there's the old mill has been turned into an antique mall, which is really cool. And then they have this like a little art area. There's like a glass blowing studio, and there's like several little like pottery shops and art galleries that you can go in, and people can rent the spaces there as well. And then they'll have like, this is the pottery room, and then you can rent like booths out in the main area. So it's all, most of it's within walking distance. You do have to drive to the Main Street Market and then the antique mill, but it's like a kilometer up the road. But the other area with all the cafes and stuff, you can just kind of park and walk in there, and it's really, really nice. It's really quaint, beautiful old houses and stuff in there. So it's a really cute little area just north of us called Glen Williams. And so this new place called Main Street Market, I'll pull up their Instagram actually. They have coffee and treats and then stuff you can buy inside, and it's I don't want to say consignment, but it's like local artisans can sell their products there for whatever price. Oh, it popped up and then went down again. Where's it at? There we go. But the outdoors part is so cool. And I was so frustrated because I was like, oh crap, we were supposed to go and sit outside with a coffee. And then we didn't because she got busy buying Christmas gifts for her family. So let me see if they have like a video of, here, I'll pop up what I'm looking at so you can see what I'm looking at, their Instagram. So I've been there a couple of times, and it's a total vibe. Share screen. Let's do this. Window. Main Street Markets. So they sell all kinds of stuff, and then they have the little scones, but they have these. So this is outside. So they have like 5 or 6 seating areas set up outside. And they have the Muskoka chairs, or as you like to call them in the US, Adirondack chairs. And then they have the fire pit. So you can see there, they have the fire pit in the middle. And then they have like 4 or 5 chairs around it. So you can just sit there with your group and have coffee. And so when we went yesterday, they had the fires going, and then they had big cozy blankets draped over some of the chairs. So if you want to borrow one of the blankets there, if you get cold. And then they do live music on the weekends. So when we went, you love all the words I'm saying. You need to come hang out. It's really nice. So so when we went, we're just sitting there having coffee, and all of a sudden, this is Erica. She's actually a local resident. So she grew up in this tiny little town of Glen Williams, and she performs, but they have different people singing. And it's just a really great little spot. And so they just expanded and opened this week, and they do like the fancy coffees, like the little decorations on them, right? Well, that's one I already showed you. But yeah, and then they sell candles. So St. Jacobs is a town that's about an hour, maybe hour and a half from here. And it is like a Mennonite Amish area. And there's like a big farmer's market there. And there's a big like indoor market, and there's a bunch of antique malls around there. It's a real tourist shopping destination. And so this is this candle company they make. So they made different flavors. The one I smelled yesterday when we were there was called a Hallmark movie. So I want you to put down, I'm not going to tell you what it smelled like yet. Put down in the comments what you think a Hallmark movie smells like. And then I will tell you what flavor it was. But they have really pretty like handmade items. And my friend bought her mother. Oh, I shouldn't. Not that they're watching this, but she did buy some gifts for her family. So I won't go into any more detail on the off chance they're watching. But you can see, and so they have like some chairs set up throughout, and then it's just this big field, and people can show up and bring their own lawn chairs, and they have dog dishes all around, so dogs are welcome. Pumpkin spice eggnog. Those are your guesses. Okay. Keep going. Anyone else? I don't know where my no button is. But yeah, it's just this really cute little marketplace. So it's kind of a fun place to go. and I think it's really smart that they put this outdoor place with the fire pits, because it just makes people want to kind of come and, it's a destination place, for a weekend. So they just expanded and they just opened up. And do they have any pictures of inside now? So it's quite a bit bigger. No. And then they had these vests, which they were really beautiful. So they're made by a local artist, all handmade. And so then, yeah, so here's Glen Williams. It's just north of Georgetown. It's practically in Georgetown. It's literally a 10-minute drive from here. So, and they have 2 cafes, and then the kettle, the pub there is absolutely delicious. So, hey, welcome in, Raven Cat. Raven Cat is actually close enough that she could go to Glen Williams and check out the market there, Main Street Market. So, but yeah, they do like the little, I don't know how they do it, but they do like the fancy coffee stuff. See, I don't know how they do all the different, Cinco de Mayo. When I went, I just got a black coffee, because I was getting a scone with it. And so I was like, a lot of times if I'm getting a treat, I just get black coffee. I don't get the latte with it. And then after I saw all the pretty art, and I was like, oh, I wish I'd gotten, okay, no one else is guessing. Come on. We got 8 people in here now. What do you think a Hallmark movie smells like? Because it was not what I was expecting. It was not what I was expecting. Oh, and then there was a soap called Sugar Plum Fairy. And that did not smell like I expected either. So what do you think Sugar Plum Fairy soap would smell like? I was like, what? I don't know. It did not match my expectations. So yeah, feel free to drop that comments down below. So the Hallmark movie, I don't know what I was picturing something kind of woodsy, campfire, pine, hunky lumberjack kind of smell. I don't know. It was hot cocoa with roasted marshmallows. So that was the Hallmark movie. And I was like, okay, I mean, that one makes sense to me, but the Sugar Plum Fairy smelled like cinnamon. Yeah. Just straight up like a cinnamon. Like it was just, I was surprised. I thought it would smell a little bit more like a sweet, like a sugar cookie, or like a sweet, like a mulberry or a cranberry kind of plummy smell. So yeah. So then after that, I was like, ooh, what do you think a Hallmark movie smells? We were having fun in there checking everything out, but they had really cool items in there. The tea towel, the one that said drinks well with others, that was in their shop. I took a few pictures. Actually, it's on my Instagram. I'll pull it up. Hey, Monica Katie, how are you? Welcome in. Hopefully everything is going well. You served your guests. Everyone is done eating. Yeah, so this is the picture I took. So they had these pepper mills made with like hunks of wood. So it's like got a slice right here, and then they hollow it out and they put a pepper mill inside. So this one I was like, ooh, this pepper mill was happy to see me. And then they have, so here's another one of the pepper mills. And so then they have like some cookbooks. They have these hats, were so stinking cute, especially the little tiny one, because the pom-pom on it was the same size as the big ones. And it was so cute. I was like, oh, I don't have a baby that size anymore. And then this one, which I did think of Nicole, which says drinks well with others. It's actually not, I said tea towel. It's not a tea towel. It's a wine bottle. It's a bag, like a wine bag, gift bag. So that's what that one is for. And okay. Oh, so this is, if you don't follow me on Instagram, and why wouldn't you? This is the polar bear that I did for my dad's pillowcase. I should see if the actual, so I did take finished pictures of it, but I don't have the right size. Yeah. All done. Now you can all just relax and sit back. That's awesome. So if I can see, I messaged them to myself, but I have to see if they've loaded into the computer. Oh my goodness. I just see Nicole Smith post on Facebook that her Japanese maple. Here, let's pull that up. Look at that. Well, you would if you could. There we go. Ooh, that's so pretty. That is beautiful. Is that Chloe? Dexter got really excited about someone else's German Shepherds the other day. And I was like, dude, that's not Chloe. Like, you think all German Shepherds look like? Dude, not cool. Not cool. So, hey, welcome in. No worries. No worries. I'm happy anyone's here tonight. I know it's a big night for a lot of people. I'm happy anyone was able to make it tonight. So no worries there. Here we go. So here it is as the pillowcase. So I did have to quilt it. And then I made a pillowcase out of it. Unfortunately, so the pillowcase is a 20 by 20 size. And I think my pillow is like 16 by 16. So it didn't fit in there very well. Unfortunately, it was, so it actually looks better when it's flat. You can see it better. So these are all the little pieces that went together into that size quilt. And so there were a lot more pieces than I had expected because it was small. So when I printed them out and I was starting to cut out all the pieces for this, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? But it went faster than I had expected because it was small. So here's his little face. I've seen, so after doing this one, this is the third paper piece quilt I've done this year. I can see where places I need to improve on. And I was watching some videos and some hints. I need to shorten my stitch length even more. And I need to find, I need to get some thinner thread just so that will help the seams all lay neater, nice and neat. Why am I, sorry. Oh, no, I do need to do that. Hold on. See, I messaged myself the pictures. So real quick, I went to the sewing retreat. This was the room. This is how it looked. Actually, as we were leaving, I forgot to take any pictures while we were there because I was so busy just hanging out. Everyone there was absolutely amazing. Like there was not a bad apple in the whole bunch. There was 12 of us there. I had never met any of them before. I had never even talked to any of them on Facebook before. The only person I'd ever communicated with was the lady that had set it up, and I had emailed her a handful of times, and that was it. So I was just walking into this. I had no idea what to expect, no idea who was going to be there. Hey, bunny girl, welcome in. Thanks for coming. And it was amazing. And I was probably like the median age. There were some younger, a few my age, and then a few older. Nobody else knew each other either, except for two friends that came together and then a mother and daughter, but everyone else were just showed up. It was 2 nights. And so it was kind of, we rented this lodge area. I don't know if I took a picture of it, but let me see. Hold on. We'll go back to the pictures in a second. Yeah. So this is just outside. So this is the lodge area. There's 3 floors. Each floor has 4 rooms on it. And they were like very basic, simple rooms, double beds, washroom, desk, window, no TVs, very, very minimal. It's a retreat kind of a place. So it's I believe it's owned by like Presbyterian church or church groups. And so there's a lot of like religious retreats there. But there's a lot of like yoga retreats and all kinds of things, sewing retreats, quilting, anything like that. So anyone can come in and rent it. So these were the accommodations. And then just next to it, which I didn't take a picture of, was the hall where we rented and did the sewing. So it was just, you just walked outside and you brought all your stuff and put it there. So basically it was just so eat, eat, so eat, and laugh. We laughed so much. So I made pajamas. I made this dress. I made this sweater for my mom. And then why is it not? Oh, and then I made this for my daughter. It's a coat. I'm super excited about this. So this was my main project I wanted to get done there. It's fully lined with this beautiful brown satin, like a warm lining. This was my big project I really wanted to get done. I had it pre-cut, and I didn't want her to see me working on it because there was a lot of big pieces, and the skirt on it it has a nice big flared skirt and the belt, and then the collar has the flounce. She's gonna freak out. But yeah, I got so much done. So I got there on at 4 o'clock on the Friday, and we set everything up, and we were talking. We got everything set up. We went for dinner at 5:30, and I got all of the outside pieces of the top and all of the lining pieces of the top ready to go. And then it was like 9 o'clock at night, and I was tired, and I was like, okay, I don't want to deal with trying to piece everything together tonight. I'll wait until the morning. So I had that done by before lunch the next day. So that was really exciting. And then we were just like boom, boom, boom. I had pre-cut everything, which was really helpful. And just blew through everything, which was great. And everyone had something they could learn from someone else there, which was great. So I was doing mainly clothing, but there were some people there that were doing quilts. There were some people there that were doing a zipper for the first time. So fortunately, one of the other ladies had been a sewing teacher, and she was able to help them. Just sat down, and she took time away from her project and just sat down and walked them through and helped them put this zipper in a hoodie. So it was really great. And I did a quick little demonstration on how to do the foundation paper piecing. So that was fun. So garden gifts. Okay, so I talked about what I would have on my list a little bit, but we've kind of been all over the place. So what is on your wish list, Nicole and Monica and Max and Scott? Nope, Rick. And I just got a fog advisory notice popped up on my screen. Okay. Hey, Juan Perez, welcome in. How are you doing this evening? Thank you very much. So yes, my focus has really shifted from gardening, being as it's like snow outside and I got nothing going on right now. I am like full board sewing mode. I have several sets of pajamas actually cut, ready to go. I've got 4 more pairs I'm making for friends for gifts. So yeah, and for some reason, my daughter's top, the pajama top I made, the green one, I think I didn't like print out the bottom part of the pattern, so the shirt is like a crop top. And so she's wearing it. She's like, it's comfortable. And then when we went to the store the other day, they actually had almost this exact same kind of fabric as dresses, like Christmas dresses. And she fell in love with it. And I was like, you know what? That crop top, we're just gonna add we're just gonna add like an A-line skirt to it, and now you're gonna have your own Christmas dress out of that fabric. So it's working out perfectly. So yeah, so I'm recommending, if you don't have them yet, soy blocks. A nice set of pruners. What are some things like I don't really know like what I need really. A green stock. I don't even want to talk about green stocks. I should ban green stocks from being talked about on my channel. I'm still bitter about my green stock experiences. Yeah, green stock seeds. But you know what? I feel like I'm okay on seeds. Like my Vessie's catalog came in the mail the other day, and I flipped through it, and I was like, nothing jumped out that I felt like I really needed. I know there was a few things on Baker Creek that I looked at. I saw that I was like, those are really amazing. They had these really, really pretty petunias that were just like mind blowing. But I don't really need them. So, and I don't want to pay shipping because I have to pay shipping now from Baker Creek. So it would have to be something I really, really wanted. We'll see. Or I was hoping to win the Baker Creek giveaway, but we'll see. I don't know if they've announced that over on what's it called? Round the Hay Bale, not around, but Round the Hay Bale podcast. They were doing a Baker Creek gift card giveaway. So I'm like, ooh, if I win that, I already had my list of a handful of things I wanted. Yes, you need to. You need to. I did email them before they came to Canada asking, are you going to come to Canada? Are you ever going to ship to Canada? And if you do, and if you are, let me know. And if you want any affiliates, let me know. I did send that email out, but they said they weren't able to do it at that time. They are here in Canada now, but I don't know if they're doing affiliates in Canada. Because shipping is like $90. in Canada on top of the price of the green stock. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't really know. Like, I have my grow bags. A green stock would be pretty amazing. I think pruners. I'm going to show you this. Okay. But I don't want to buy it. I do not want to buy it. I want to make it because, I don't know. I want the challenge of making it because it's absolutely fabulous. There's no way I will spend the kind of money on it. Hey, welcome in Off the Wall Prepper. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. But I will pop it up here on the screen. This is Florette. So if you have any flower gardeners or flower farmers in your life, she has some of the most amazing books. So this is, I think, a great gift idea for somebody that loves flowers and gardening. They're beautiful books. Something you can definitely show out on the your coffee table book or whatever. But okay, this is what I've been coveting for like 2 years now. How gorgeous is this? Right? Stunning. I'm in love with this. I think it's so pretty. So, I do have leather. I've worked with leather. I've made leather purses and leather pouches and leather bags, but the leather I have is a lighter weight than this. And this leather would not, I don't think my machine would handle it very well. I think a lot of these are hand sewn. I do have the grommets. I do have the brads. I do have I can't think what it's called. The snap thingies. What are they called? I can't think what it's called right now. But yeah, I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Completely don't need it. And there's no way on earth I would ever spend $200 on this. But I would love to be able to make it myself. So it looks simple enough. Like I've seen patterns online for it. So I just got to try to find my Round the Hay Bell. Yeah. So if you like podcasts, yeah, Round the Hay Bell is Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch, Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm, Casey from Ormsby Farms, and oh gosh, Alicia from Country Mama Musings. So the four of them do the Round the Hay Bale podcast. It's very hard to not say around, but it's Round the Hay Bale. Yeah, so those four crazy kooks, they do that podcast over there. I'm literally creating my media kit for them right now while you're listening. Well, that's great news. Actually, oh, and Danny, very exciting news is, I don't know if you're really announcing it yet, but you mentioned it last night on your live, so that's all right. She's now an affiliate for 2 products. Was it 2? Yeah. Oh, so 4 jars. 4 jars. She has an affiliate link for 4 jars. If you want to order 4 jars, you can get a discount and use her code. And one of the raised bed thingies. Go ahead, Danny. Tell them what it is and you can drop the link. That's fine. And your thingy majiggy. The affiliate link there. Case, okay, where is that comment? She was in, I think she was there for the season 1. And I don't think she's doing it. She's not in the picture anymore. And I watched it when they had it like on YouTube, but I don't listen to podcasts. I think I listened to 1 podcast in my life because I was forced to. I just don't listen to podcasts. If I listen to podcasts, theirs would be the first one I would listen to. I'm not a podcast person. I should try it. I should try it when I'm like cleaning out my room yesterday, because otherwise I watch videos on YouTube and then I have to stop to comment on it and then I get distracted. So the podcast might be a better way to go. Yeah, it's them. So yeah. And actually I think Slava was a guest this week. They had Slava from Kitchen Garden Therapy. She was a guest on their podcast this week talking about preserving things, I think. I don't know. I haven't listened to You have a garden tool belt from Canvas. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like I have a canvas one. I have ones for work. But it's just not gorgeous. I mean, that one is just gorgeous. And so for me, like I saw it and I love it, but for me, it's more the challenge of trying to make it myself. So I'm trying to see where I can find like a scrap leather like that. We have Tandy Leather, which is a big leather company here in Canada. And sometimes they'll have like smaller scrap pieces in there. I do have the thinner fabric, the thinner leather. It's actually the leather off of our old couch when we got rid of it. My husband cut all the leather off the back. It was beautiful and in great condition. And so that's what I've worked with. But it's not as stable as this, but I'm wondering if I put 2 layers and put in some buckram, which is a really, really thick, stabilizing interfacing. I'm wondering if I could mimic the functionality of it and the look of it, with the leather I already have on hand. And the good thing about that is that I could run through my machine. I wouldn't have to hand sew it. Grommets. Nope. Brads. Are they brads? I can't remember what they're called, but I have them, but I can't think what they're called. Okay, yeah. So the Ollie raised beds. I couldn't remember which ones they were. There's so many different ones out there. Yeah. So either one, you answer awesome 10 for a 10% discount. I'm assuming 10% discount, but for a discount. If you so desire to order them, you might as well get a discount and Danny gets a little kickback from there. Like I mentioned before, I do have, well, last time I checked, I had, I don't know. I keep forgetting to use it and I keep forgetting to promote it. And now that I've thought of it, I'm going to remember to do it over on, but here, I'll show you. So if you go to my channel, and you look up here on this section here, and I can't see it now because the thing's blocking it. Right here. So I have my subscribe button. I have my Spreadshirt link. So if you want any merch, I have Spreadshirt and Redbubble. Here's my Facebook link. And then right here is that little Amazon associate link. So you click that and then you can go and do your shopping. And then it just, I might be able to retain my affiliate status if someone actually uses it. I actually have been trying to remember to use it myself. Rivets. Yes. Thank you so much. I have the rivets and I have a riveter. I just couldn't think of it. Yes, leather rivets. They hold so much better than stitches do. So I do have them. And yeah, so that's kind of in the back of my mind project for when I have nothing else to do, which has not happened in the last couple of years since I fell in love with that. So I will take that off the screen. We don't need that anymore. Yeah. So anyone that you're talking, are these things that are you like buying them for yourselves tomorrow, or are they going on your Amazon wish list and you're hoping someone else buys them for you? And if they're going to buy them, they might as well buy it tomorrow if things are on sale. I'm not seeing anything over there. Like, I don't know. It seems like last year and the years before, we've seen more like major campaigning and sales for it. I think a lot of people just kind of started early this year. Like they just started, she's laughing at me. I think the sales, like a lot of people just started their like Black Friday sales started in like beginning of November. They're like, yeah, whatever. I'm checking to see Sticker Mule. That's one thing I want to look at, see what they come up with for Black Friday sales tomorrow, because I have a credit. I think I have a $10 or $12 credit that expires at the end of the month. So I have to use it up. So I'm kind of waiting to see what they're going to have over there on their their website. And if you don't use Sticker Mule, I think they were having like you get 10 stickers for $1. And that includes free shipping. But every week they come out with a different special. So if you just sign up for their newsletter, and each week they have a different, like a really good sale on something. And most of those always include free shipping, even to Canada, which is super exciting. So I've been really happy with my stickers from Sticker Mule. I have them somewhere. I don't have any gardening people to buy for though, right? Like none of my friends want gardening stuff locally that I would actually buy from. We don't actually buy a lot. We don't have a lot of family here. Do we have to shop for? So basically it's just the three of us. My husband and I just kind of get something, and then Sydney gets everything, her and Dexter. And then I always do something for my parents and send that out to them. And then I'll do a few Christmas cards or whatever. Or if we have a party and we might do we used to do um, like a Secret Santa kind of a thing. But the kids have gotten older and I don't know, we just lost. I really wanted to do a Christmas party this year. I do a Christmas party. Well, I was doing a Christmas party beginning of December for the last several years, except for the last two. But this year, I just don't know. I just Dexter could not handle it. And like before we had Gizmo, right? And he was old and he just didn't move. Like you could have a party and he would like not get out of his bed the entire time. Whereas Dexter is everywhere. And there are like 3 or 4 guests that would be coming that are terrified of dogs and terrified of Dexter. So it would just be like, it would just be havoc. I would just be spending the whole time trying to keep them away from Dexter and Dexter distracted and whatever, right? So I'm just like, you know what? I really, really wanted to because I'm fed up with not seeing people and getting together. And I don't know. I enjoy the festivities of it. So, so instead I thought, you know what, we're going to do more craft shows this year. We're going to go to the craft shows because, at least then you kind of feel like you're, in the Christmas spirit or whatever. But it does really cut down on gifts when you don't have any family locally or any family really. You don't really have anyone else. Yeah, I know. Like I have a couple of friends that, they have a few plants in their yard and that's it, but they're not like, they don't need to talk about it and watch videos on it and all this. Did I just like the color change? Feels like it got really bright in here all of a sudden. That's better. And if anyone else has an affiliate, like the color is really weird. So normally I use XSplit camera software for my streaming. And then that way I can use the different, I can use the green screens and whatever. And it gives me controls over the camera, right? I can adjust the brightness and not that it always works because I always, but for some reason tonight it wouldn't even load. So I'm just going straight streaming through the webcam. And I think it just went really pink. Yes, he's a bit Dennis the Menace. He gets so excited. He gets so excited and he just does not know how to dial it down and to contain himself. And I think part of the problem is because, we've been in, somewhat of a lockdown since we've had him. And then you kind of got out of the habit of hanging out with people. And if we have been around people, it's been outside. And so, whenever anyone comes into the house, he goes bonkos. Like he just can't deal with it. Oh, thank you. Now I'm really pink. It's like, and then the quilt. You see this quilt? So this is the quilt I made for my daughter years and years ago. I don't know if you can see but it's called Love Notes. So each one of these looks like a little envelope, the squares. And so I made that because she used to be obsessed with making love notes. And I actually ran it across several of them today. I was cleaning out the closet. I was going through some old bags and stuff that I had in there, old purses that I haven't used in a while. And I came across all these little notes. She used to write me all the time. Mommy, oh, I love you. You're the best mommy in the world. No one can replace you. Little comments like that. She used to make me 4 or 5 of these tiny little love notes, at least 4 to 5 a day, every day. Constantly making these little cards and these little notes and everything. It's really, really sweet. But then she discovered, YouTube and video games. And then when she was bored, instead of, writing mommy little love notes, she went and did those things. So I don't get those anymore. So I have to save them now. But that's why I when I saw the pattern for a love notes quilt, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. And yes, I use satin because I'm a glutton for punishment. And every time I work with satin, I say, I am never using satin again. And then I use it again because it's beautiful. It doesn't photograph well. Satin is really, really hard to photograph because it's so shiny. It never looks right in pictures, but it's really pretty in person and it's so soft and cozy. A handful like oh yeah. Yeah. So hopefully, at this point, I'm like, okay, so maybe by next year he'll chill out. So my birthday's in January, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going out. I'm going out for my birthday. So maybe that will be like our celebration or whatever. End of January and going out. My daughter's probably gonna try to come. But we'll see. I don't know. It doesn't have to be anywhere fancy or expensive, just something different and just to celebrate. So um yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh, Dexter. He is a handful. His favorite thing to do is to lay on the top of the couch with a toy and then drop it down the side over and over and over until you get up and you have to lean over and you have to reach down and then you have to pick it up because otherwise he barks at it or you're afraid he's going to try and jump down there and get stuck. So, yeah. So you try and recline and relax and then he gets up there and you're like, don't drop it. Don't drop. He dropped it every time. But I found, so cleaning out the closet, I found Gizmo's old papilla harness that he outgrew. So I tried it on Dexter and it fits him really well. So I'm going to wash it up and Dexter's going to have a new harness. Yay. Because the one he has now, it's a little bit big on him. It hangs down just in the middle. And so sometimes when he's peeing, he pees on the strap a little bit and it's gross. So, I kept planning on making him a new one. I just hadn't got around to it. So I was really excited to find that one. I hope he likes it. I hope it works well for him. So, yeah. So gardening books, I think, I really enjoyed both of Lisa's books. Gardening, the vegetables love flowers. To me, I love that because I felt it validated my way of gardening, my love of flowers and mixing them all in. And the Florette books are absolutely visually stunning. I should actually show you. I should show you her books. Like they're just, they're absolutely gorgeous. And those I got those at the library. So if you have them on your wish list and no one buys them for you, they are pricey. They're beautiful. They're worth it. But yeah, if it's like if you want them for like, coffee table books or whatever, but if you just want to actually read it, so this one here is all about the cut flower garden. And she goes through grow, harvest, and arrange stunning seasonal blooms. So she breaks it down into each season, right? So she'll have spring. This is what's growing. This is what you can forage wildly. And then these are ideas of bouquets that you can make. So that's what that book is about. And then this one is it's all about designing arrangements. I was hoping to see any pictures inside the books, and it also comes with bonus videos. That's cool. So when you buy the book, you can get the bonus videos. So you can buy the books anywhere through her website, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Powell's. But like her photography is just absolutely stunning. I don't know why they're not showing a few of the pictures from inside the book. Normally you can kind of click on it and it'll show you the pictures, right? And then this one is Discovering Dahlias. So she has set up her own special dahlia breeding program. So they are kind of coming up with their own new varieties of dahlias, which they're absolutely gorgeous. But I cannot buy them here in Canada. They can't ship dahlia rhizomes across the border. So I can order seeds from her, but I cannot order the dahlias. So I didn't bother to get the book because I knew it would just make me really sad. But again, so she has been featured on Magnolia Network, which is Chip and Joanna Gaines' channel. So she has a video. I'm going to mute it though, because I don't want to, so she just has a video intro on it. Yeah. So she's a flower farmer and she is in Washington State, just south of Seattle or north of Seattle. Can't remember exactly, somewhere outside of Seattle area. Just absolutely gorgeous. Her photography is just absolutely stunning. And she has she does like these little, she also does a flower farming school. Her school is more expensive than Lisa Mason Siegler's. But I don't know, it might be better. I don't know. But she also does like free little workshops that you can watch the videos on seed starting and quick like floral arrangements and bulbs and how to take care of different things like that. So this is her so yeah, she has different here. Let's see. So she has workshops. Um, so if you sign up for her email, she will message you. So she usually has one in the spring, and it might be like a seed starting little workshop, and you can watch like 3 or 4 videos, and then she'll have like here, yeah, the cut flower garden mini course. So these are free. So you click learn more, and there's like a handful of videos, and then some um, pieces of paper you can download. I can't think what to call it. Uh, I'm just gonna stop. I can't think. My brain is just not. Words are not happening tonight. Yeah, so that would be on, if I was buying for someone that was into gardening, especially flower farming, flower gardening, if they were interested in something like that, I would probably be buying them a gardening book. Uh, the floret books are just absolutely beautiful. Um, I've seen a few of their videos on Magnolia. I have not. I don't have Magnolia Network. I got to try and see if I can find them. But I really like I just, when her videos that she does, she just has a great presence, a really nice speaking voice. She just seems really personable. So yeah, I could definitely see PDF. No, it's not even yeah, it could be a PDF. It's just not even worksheets, but just like does she have it in here listing what she, just like, pieces of paper with words on it explaining things. Downloadables. I don't know. I don't know what word I'm looking for even. She also has amazing selection of seeds, but I try to avoid her seeds because they're never in stock when I never make it in time. All the ones I want are always sold out before I get a chance. Yeah. So like what do I use the most in my garden? My pruners. So a nice set of pruners. A kneeling mat. I don't use the kneeling mats anymore. I find they're too small and narrow. They just don't work for me. So what I use is a cheap old yoga mat, and that I can fold it up to whatever I want. I can fold it up to where it's 1 foot wide and 3 feet long, or but what I like about that is I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, and if I'm on the hill, I can just spread it out, and then I can just kind of scooch my way down without having to pick up and move everything out of the way. The only problem is Dexter or Gizmo previously is always right where I want to go on the yoga mat. They have to sit on it right next to me, but I like that I can reconfigure it, and it just it's wider. I find the little mats, it's like you go to move and it's like, because especially I'm on the hill and I'm always kind of felt like I was sliding off of it. So I prefer just to use a cheap yoga mat, and you can pick them up at the dollar store for $3 or $4. So for me, the yoga mat is a better idea than, I mean, I guess if you were kneeling on something harder, but most of the time it's dirt or whatever. My pop-up garden bag, love it. Like the kangaroo pop-up bag. I don't know what brand mine is. My husband picked it up, but look at places like Harbor Freight, because we have a place just almost the same as Harbor Freight here called Princess Auto, and they have a lot of stuff like that. You know, not really. I feel like I can't think of any off the top of my head that I'm like, "Ooh, I have got to have them," because I've kind of gotten them all, or I'm like, I feel kind of like I've maxed out on seeds and what I can grow. Um, harvesting that would make a really nice gift. That is something I did have my eye on, is the gardening hod, as it's called, but they're pricey. They're very pricey, and they're heavy. They're very heavy as well. So I actually have a harvest basket, and it's called a harvest basket, and it's green plastic, and I got it at Dollarama, and I think I paid $2 or $3. No, we know Danny doesn't need any new seeds. I'm trying to think like what am I'm hunting for? A lot of like even the like really unique seeds that I saw and I'm like, oh, I have to have. I've managed to get them through seed swaps. Um, I don't know. Like there were a few. Okay, Baker Creek. Okay, I'll pull up the video I watched on Baker Creek because Baker Creek did like their top video. They did their video of like their favorite seeds in the new book, staff favorites. Here it is.
Hi, my name's John Lenz.
Okay.
We're here at Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company's farm in Mansfield, Missouri. We're in one of the trial greenhouses, and we're totally surrounded with marigolds, sunflowers, and cosmos. In this video,
okay, so this one, look at this stalk.
Gorgeous stalk
so beautiful.
From Murakami Seed Company in Japan. Stalk is hands down the most beautiful brassica.
Beautiful. It's a brassica.
Sturdy and oh, so fragrant with beautiful edible blooms.
So these are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at these cosmos.
Pollinators will love you.
The cosmos are beautiful. And then
native to the
that one's pretty.
West and mid-Atlantic coast, Agastache has a phenomenal.
I wasn't a fan of the Agastache. I grew some. Hey, where's the petunias?
Native to Southeast Asia, the butterfly new petunias from Cherny Seed Company in the Czech Republic are anything but garden variety. This family-owned company,
but I think I bought one very similar to that.
Has developed a range of big, beautiful petunias that will blow your mind.
And then you can make jam.
My favorite amongst the bunch is the Cosmic Cherry Superbissima. Gorgeous, double, triple, ruffled, purple.
That's so pretty.
Flowers. Just
beautiful.
You gotta see them to believe them.
And then this viola.
Really bring a shine to flower pots and window boxes or planted in beds and borders. The edible blooms are
and then the icy lavender. What else do they have? The amaranth.
And that pink color is just amazing. So you can eat it, you can harvest the seeds. It's a great variety.
Sapporo Giant number 4 cabbage.
So I was looking at those and I was like, oh, those are absolutely beautiful when I watched the video. But again, to pay the shipping just for a handful of those, and I already bought a ton of petunia seeds, and I have one that I think looks fairly similar to those. And I bought new pansy seeds and viola seeds. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the ones I bought because they're really pretty. And then next year we'll see if maybe I need to broaden out and try something else. But Bunny, oh my, yeah, that amaranth, like the color on the stalk of that amaranth was absolutely stunning. So I believe that's the red amaranth. So that is like the edible style of amaranth, or callaloo, as it's called in Jamaica. And I have some seeds for red amaranth, but I didn't really do that great last year. It never really got big enough to eat. Something else I edit before we did. Side note, if you were Greenstock and you wanted to know for data points on a channel, what would you want to know? Subs and views, but what else? Probably subs and views. I can't think of what else. I don't know. They don't have like a just a form you fill out or anything. I don't know. I would do that, and then if you had you don't really do much on Instagram though. If you had a fairly busy Instagram channel, but you're pretty quiet on Instagram, aren't you? Or do I just not follow you? Let me see. When was the last time you posted on Instagram? Yeah, you're not posting a ton over there. basically just the videos, right? Yeah. Honestly, I don't even see these come up. I'm following you, but I haven't seen any of your videos. You're just really quiet over there. Okay. Yeah. I haven't really, they don't even show up in my stream actually. Not like Nicole. Nicole's always posting over on Instagram. Nicole posts on Instagram a lot, and so does Monica. Yeah, I'm actually trying to push more onto Facebook and not just like using my Facebook page. And I never think about putting tags on my Facebook page. So some of the tags will get picked up from Instagram because every time I post something on Instagram, it goes right to my Facebook page for Brampton Gardener. But yeah. Nicole's, yeah, she posts a lot on Instagram. She posts more on Instagram than she does probably on YouTube. A lot of little clips and shorts and videos of, oh, do you have your butterflies on there? That was crazy. All those butterflies. Did you show us short of that? I don't know if you did, but it was crazy at the end of that video. So if you haven't done that, you need to go do that. No, you just have the one on the milkweed. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a ton of butterflies. So there's Nicole's. Yeah. So who else in here? Who else in here has an Instagram channel? Feel free to drop your Instagram handle name into the chat. And if you're not following them, we can go ahead and follow. Get on it. Get on it. So if you don't follow Nicole, I can drop hers in the chat. I need to get more on like the reels and the posts and things like that. I've decided to I'm not dealing with TikTok. No. It's just not, no. It's not for me. I tried a bit. I couldn't get into it. I was just going to focus on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. That's it. So there we have Danny's. I know I follow Monica. Who else has a Instagram channel in the chat and want me to drop your link? If you're not following each other already. And if you want to drop, just type in the word link and it will drop your YouTube link into the chat. Nightbot will take care of that. Instagram. Yeah. So I will probably be doing a live in the next, I've been so busy just trying to get this Christmas sewing out of the way. So I had to get all this stuff done and mailed to my parents. So I shipped that box on Tuesday. It is gone. It's out of the house. I don't have to stress out about it anymore and getting it out and getting it there on time before Christmas. It's always a rush because sometimes it can take forever to get out there. And then, I feel like I've gotten so much of the sewing done already for my daughter. The retreat was amazing for that. And so I kind of want to have a few more projects to get out of the way. And then I do want to do some kind of like, goal setting videos. Maybe that's probably more January, right? Beginning of January, do some, brainstorming, goal setting ideas. Okay. Anyone else have a channel on Instagram that they want me to drop the link for? Let's see. Because yeah, there's some people that just seem to really have a ton of Instagram stuff, but not so much on the YouTube. Like G Mama, she really went more, she's getting more on YouTube now, but she has a lot of stuff over there. So here's Rick at Welcome to My Cape Cod Life. He is on over there as well. So I just dropped his link if you're not following him on Instagram. I'm not sure who else is in the chat right now. I can see participants. There we go. But yeah, so if you want me to drop it, I can drop it. And if you want your YouTube link dropped, you just type in the word link-a-dink, just like that, and it drops it. I should change it to like Dexter or something. Something more exciting than just link, but makes it easier for everyone to figure out, right? So Anyone else have any other gift ideas? Oh, here we go. I don't think I follow. Oh, I don't know if I follow this one. Northern Lights and Summer Flowers. That's a beautiful name. I love that. Northern Lights and Summer Flowers. Where are you located? If you don't mind me asking. I will drop the link, make it easier if everyone else wants to just click that. Ooh, I'm seeing zinnia. Oh, here, I'll pop it up. I'm over there. I'm seeing zinnias, lots of zinnias, very pretty. And a boat. Oh, adorable kids. What's not to like? Look at that fish. Well done. Very nice. I forgot to click follow. I just popped it up. Here we go. Whoop, follow. Very pretty. I see that snow. I see that snow. Hey, Hugo Homestead, how are you doing in here? I know Hugo's on. Which one are you? Why are there so many? Is this yours? Why are there so many? Is this the right one? This is confusing. Okay. The first one or this one? Oh, you have two. Okay. All right. So this one, is this the main one? Okay, I'll drop this link then. I think this is the main one. I just got confused for a minute there. Okay. South side of Lake Superior, northern Wisconsin. Oh, very cool. Okay. My grandmother was actually born in Superior, Minnesota. So probably just across the pond from you. Okay, so those are both yours. I got confused. I was like, wait a minute, why are there two? And then Heather Lynn. There we go. Oh, I'm not following you. Sorry. My bad. There we go. And now we have Heather Lynn's Instagram up. So if you didn't know, Miss Heather Lynn is a Pampered Chef consultant. So if you need any Pampered Chef items, or if you wanted to have a Pampered Chef party or anything like that over the holidays, I'm sure she would be happy to accommodate you with an online party. I'm sure everyone's heard of Pampered Chef and has their favorite items. I am a huge fan of their 2 different potato mashers. And yes, that's I know. I was like, wait a minute. Why are they? I was so confused. I'm like, is someone else spoofing your account? I was so confused for a minute there. Yeah, it's been oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, Dexter, he doesn't dawdle. He does not dawdle outside. He runs in and he runs out. So, oh my God. And so Heather's and her strawberries. Heather Lynn has 50 million bazillion strawberries. Like they just keep, you can see here, they just keep spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading. So also if you need any strawberry plants, hit her up. I'm sure she will be happy to share some of her strawberry plants. I'm looking at the time. It is 9:29, so I am probably going to be logging off fairly soon. It's been a busy day. I've been in the closet doing my laundry, and I've also been on the phone with my dad, and then on the phone with my mom because my mom wasn't sure because my dad had forgot his cell phone at home, and so she didn't know what was going on with him because he was planning on being home from the hospital yesterday, and then they're keeping him till tomorrow. So I was was on the phone with both of them kind of throughout the day. And then my aunt called to see how my dad was doing. So I mean, she messaged me, so I was chatting with her. And then, I found a box of pictures in the closet and I had to look through those. So, but I was busy mentally. It was mentally exhausting going through clothes and trying on a bunch of clothes and stuff like that. So yeah, too many strawberries is a good problem to have. It is. Yeah, I remember you were trying to give away lots and lots of strawberries. So I'm gonna sign off. And if anyone has any more suggestions and they want to drop it in the comment section after this, feel free. And Danny, feel free to drop your affiliates. I don't know if you can drop links. If you can comment links on there, you might be able to because you're a moderator on the channel. But if you want to just post like the company names and your affiliates on that as well. If anyone else has any affiliate links, feel free to drop them down in the comments below too. If you have any affiliates with anyone and say, hey, I'm an affiliate with this and this is my whatever. Heather Lynn has her Pampered Chef one. Feel free to drop that down into the comment section below. If you can't do the link, at least just write Pampered Chef and then your name so people can find it for you. Or if you send me the link, I can add it to the description of the video as well. If anyone wants to do that, if you have any affiliate links, I am happy to help. Do we want to have a love raid on Black's Tropical? That sounds mildly inappropriate. Just saying. And not that I'm saying no. Okay, so yours are the 4 jars and the Ollies. Nicole, I am sub now. Thought it was already, but you're sub now. Okay, yeah. Oh, Nicole's gonna, yeah, she brace yourself. Nicole posts a lot on Instagram. Especially the stories. Oh my gosh, sometimes I'll be busy. Like when I came back from the retreat, because I wasn't on very much there, and I go back, it's like Nicole's stories. Each story section is so tiny because there's like 50 of them going across the screen because I hadn't caught up on them yet. But yeah. Oh yeah, the retreat. I keep meaning to do a little video. I did take a little bit of footage, but it was great. The food was amazing. It was farm to table. They are a farm, and they even have sheep and things like that. They have their own bees. They make their own soap in the bathroom. Was made with honey oat bars made from their own honey. Honey, the jams, everything like that was made in-house, and the food was absolutely fabulous. Like every meal was just delicious and unique and simple and healthy, and I was blown away really with the quality of the food. And even if it hadn't been that great, like I was there to sew and to hang out. But the food was it was so good. Sydney's like, ever since you came back from that retreat, you're making these fancy salads. So the salad, okay, I have to tell you about the salad. So it was the final day. They had amazing bread every day. I haven't eaten that much bread in a long time. But the salad was like mixed greens, and then it had like little shaved beets and whatever, little bits of shaved veggies in there as well. And then the dressing was a wild grape vinaigrette. And so to make the dressing, they used their wild grape jelly from their wild grape jams, wild grapes that grow on the property. And they mixed it with white balsamic vinegar and olive oil. It was absolutely delicious. And then it was like cranberries, and there was fruit in it, and goat cheese. Absolutely delicious. So I did post on Instagram. I made my own little version of one, and I used my crabapple jelly, and it was so good. It was such a good dressing. So I just used the crabapple jelly and some I just had red balsamic wine vinegar. I do want to get some, I think the champagne vinegar is supposed to be really good. But yeah, I never thought to just use jam. So just use a bit of jam, of whatever kind of jam you have on hand, just warm it up a little bit and then mix it in with some oil and vinegar, and bam. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. I love goat cheese too. I didn't have any in mind, but I did. So the salad I made, I had mixed greens, and I added in I had green grapes, I had blueberries, I had craisins, and then I had the what are they called? Uncroutons from Costco. So it's like a mixture of like seeds and nuts and whatever, and it's kind of got like herbs and whatever, and they're kind of in little bunches, and you can put them on salads. And they were really, really good. My husband's like, this is a really good salad. It was delicious. I don't usually buy mixed greens. I usually buy romaine because that's I usually prefer romaine, and this is the only one my daughter really likes. She didn't like the mixed greens. She said they tasted like dirt. But I thought it was good. And so it was just kind of a nice for something different. So I did buy the mixed greens because they were a better value. It was $5 for the big thing of mixed greens, and they wanted like $7 for the 3-pack of romaine hearts. I was like, nope. Because when you buy the romaine hearts in the bag, there's waste right on the bottoms of them. And I find, when you do buy the mixed salad greens in the tubs, it holds a lot. Like it fills up my salad spinner like twice. So it had pretty much the same amount of lettuce as the other, and it was cheaper. So I enjoyed it, but my daughter did not. So on that note, do we have, okay, I see Andale Homestead is live, but I see a picture of Bobby and Sherry on Andale's live. So are they all together? Yep, I see them on there. Okay, so let me get the link for that. Okay. My new appliance is getting delivered this week. Ooh, what are you getting? That's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah, I've heard appliances are really hard to get right now. I've heard some people have been like, they've been back ordered for a really long time. Oh, and I found my Jeopardy card. So next time I want to play some Jeopardy. Unless anyone wants to do a few cards right now, we can. But I finally found the cards. I bought it and then I couldn't find it anymore. So what appliances are you getting? A stove, dishwasher, air fryer, my favorite new appliance, my air fryer. I love that thing. I use it all the time. I used it for lunch today. So, we can, on your shopping list for tomorrow, Black Friday, ideas and gift ideas. It doesn't have to be card related. Dehydrators. That's another one. If you don't have a dehydrator, and you've been thinking of maybe getting one, or an Instant Pot, anything like that, Black Friday is a great time to go and look. Oh, thanks so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's always fun to talk about shopping. I always love talking about shopping. It looks like she's not going to tell us. She's playing it close to the chest. Maybe it's a big reveal video and she doesn't want to spoil it. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. I hope you had a great time and a great Thanksgiving. And if you happen to go over and see Miss Ann and Sherry, who I think is over on her channel, tell them Brampton Gardner sent you. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.